on the Stonetown Circular, doing the loop all the way around. We already started a little while ago, but we're going all the way up. Pretty sure we did the first 2 mountains. I'm gonna put those photos in here as soon as I can, as soon as I'm done with this. And we're attempting the 3rd one now. Basically, our range of group people from here is experienced to brand new. So as a hike that, you know, is doable for all different ranges, is definitely something that everyone in the area should try. So, this isn't typically the angle that I usually shoot in, but I wanted to go over what happened in our last hike because unfortunately I wasn't able to get a lot of recording when we were doing it. We started out the hike very, very well, more or less, with me, my friend Brian, his girlfriend, and their friend Brent, who didn't have any experience with backpacking at all. So, fortunately, he packed a 65-liter backpack to try and do a 14-mile single-day hike. It reminds you of the importance of making sure that you're planning your hike and then using the right equipment for the right situations. And unless you go out and make those mistakes and learn how to do it the right way yourself, you're not going to learn how to do it. You know, I don't think, I'm a strong believer that you never learn how to do anything right by doing it right. That being said, you know, as we went up through the hike and he was losing weight and we were switching around backpacks and Brian took on his 65 and Brett started to use trekking poles, which are extremely important if you're going uphill and you don't have a lot of experience and you're not very sure-footed. As we went on, I was able to cover a little bit more from the tops of the peaks. But as soon as we went from Stonetown Circular Recreation Center up Windbeam and then to Bear and then to Balsam, on the 3rd mountain down, which is not related to the Catskills Balsam, it's a different mountain entirely, we had burned up a lot of sunshine, you know, daylight hours. So as we got to about the halfway mark where we were trying to decide on whether or not we would be able to make it all the way through or not make it all the way through, you know, when I go backpacking, I always pack extra headlamps and extra batteries just in the off chance account that one of my batteries dies or one of my headlamps doesn't work. You know, or just in all natural order of things, you know, someone else forgets their headlamp. You know, so I carried a couple other headlamps and we got about out probably another 4 or 5 miles before like the sun started coming down, and we were pretty much running in the woods at that time. Even though the sun's supposed to come down around 8, it really starts coming down, you know, a lot earlier when you're in the woods. And I was able to, you know, dole out our headlamps. But what we decided to do was to go off on an off-trail section once we hit Northern Green, which is in the eastern side. Eastern side? I think it's an eastern side. If it's not, I'll put a little text underneath here. But on the eastern side, we got off at Northern Green and got onto the roads because we would rather walk on the roads with newbie hikers as opposed to going off-trail and trying to do a lot of bushwhacking in the dark to try and get back on trail. basically what we realized was that by going off trail and going onto the roads, we actually added miles. Even though it was easier to see and it was easier to navigate, it was still a lot longer. We ended up doing an all-round trip of 14.8 miles all the way around, which is only adding, 2-3 miles to the trip. Anyways, I apologize for having the cutty, choppy footage, but, I'm gonna throw some, time lapses in here and let's see what we can do. Either way, I had a great time going into like some of this hike with you and explaining it in the end, and I hope you enjoyed the video. You can just like and subscribe, I would much appreciate it. Thanks, guys.